Hello folks, I'm Scott Grove here to demonstrate and to give you a review on a very special guitar here today. Most folks didn't even know this one existed. I had heard it existed, and I have contacted Gibson about their Challenger 3. That's right, everybody has seen the Challenger 1 and Challenger 2, which were available from 83 till 82 to 84. 82, 84. The Challenger 1, what they are is a Les Paul looking body style. It's a flat guitar, but the Challenger 1 had this one big old humbucking pickup in the bridge. The Challenger 2 had two of them big old black covered, almost EMG looking humbuckers in it. And then there was the never heard of, except for you will find it in the 1984 catalog. They've made less than a handful, and even less than that exists, but I finally found one. In the 84 Gibson catalog, the Challenger 3 came to be. I will show you now what that is. I'll bring this down from my pretty face. Hygiene. There you go, 3 single coils and a 5-way. That's the way they come, right there. So there's the 1984 only Gibson Challenger 3. Okay, now what this was back in the Norland years. That's just back when, who owned the company at the time, who owned Gibson, before they were bought up about a year later. What happened with these were there was a group of guitars. There were the S1s, the Marauders, the Corvus, all kinds of different things that were coming out that people thought were really funky and strange, but they happen to be my favorite guitars. They are all bolt-on necks, and to me, my very favorite Gibson guitars, period. Again, so you have the bolt-on neck, 3 single coils. Check out the bridge. Everything here is original except for the tuning keys. Okay, 5-way switch, plugs right in the front. Nothing else on the back. Somebody, as always, for some reason stuck some gold Grovers on this thing. For you people who are serial number freaks. Here's a serial number for you. Okay, so that throws you to 84. I've seen 1.5 others in existence. One has the pickups torn out of it and humbuckers thrown in it. The other one has no guts at all and has been repainted. Other than that, this is the only other one that I've done a worldwide search for a long time, and this is the only one that has finally popped up. And I grabbed it, and I couldn't be more proud. Okay, now what else happened? There have always been single coil pickups in Gibson since day one. There has not been a year go by where Gibson has not produced guitars with single coils. The original Les Pauls, of course, were all P90s or single coils, and they've had single coil guitars throughout their entire run. There's never, like I said, never been a year where there were not single coil guitars. But Gibson freaks sometimes just won't go for that for whatever reason, even though Fender, Gibson, both. Fender's doing great with all their humbucker guitars, but the Gibson people won't have non-humbucker guitars for some reason these days, or back in those days. Even though, like I said, that's the way they started, and they've always, every single year, offered the single coil models. Now with these particular guitars, the Challengers, like I said, the Challenger 1 had a big old humbucker here. Challenger 2 had 2 of them, of course. This being the Challenger 3, what it did was its very close cousin, which died out the same year as this came along. What they did was use leftover parts. Okay, so they were getting ready to get sold. So about the time they actually put this one out, Gibson was sold. What they used was leftover parts from the Corvus 3. Corvus made a Corvus 1, again with the same pickups as this, with the big humbucker, a Corvus 2 with 2 big humbuckers, and the Corvus 3. If you'll notice, it's exactly the same layout, 100%. Bridge is the same, pickups, you can do the angle thing, not only up and down, but the height adjustment. It's only there on the bottom on the Corvus 3. Okay, so that was 83 is the only year they made the Corvus 3. They made them in 82, 83, and then in 84 they switched them up to what was called the Futura, not to be confused with the semi-explorer looking thing, but what ended up being a set neck and whammy bar version of the Corvus. Okay, so after they discontinued the Corvus 3, they took what electronics were left, threw them in the Challenger bodies, and made a Challenger 3. Okay, so that's all that was leftover parts. So they're trying to use up whatever they could before the sale. So that's how this became to be. Okay, and like I said, it appears in the 84 catalog, is the only place you'll ever find it, and then they were gone. Okay, and they were bought up and gone. So that's how that came to be. And how do these things sound? They sound spectacular, same as the Corvus does. They sound exactly like a Strat, except for the pickup is not slanted in the bridge. Here it is, straight clean. Okay, so that's in your 2 position. Okay, with both pickups on here, the bridge and the middle. If you go all the way back to the bridge pickup only, and you were to throw like a little bit of, oh, let's see what we can find here. Flat back delay. Okay, so there you get your bridge positions. Okay, if you go right into the middle for your middle pickup, and your 4 position, so you have your middle and your neck. Sounds exactly like a Strat's 4 position right there. That's where you actually get them in the right position. Okay, and finally the neck pickup. Now if you want to get cool and throw in a little bit of volumes work great. It actually goes from 0 to 10 instead of from 8 to 10 being off and then on tone. Fine and dandy. Throw in a little dirt just to make it sound like some fun. Let's go to just the neck pickup with some slight bit of crunch. Guitars in here ringing like crazy. Okay, so there you go with a little bit of crunch. If you want to go with some distortion, I'll just go to the 2 position, which is straight distortion. A great distortion sound. It sounds just like any old Strat would. Okay, God, even a maple neck, rosewood fingerboard, of course. You're still with your. They even used maple bodies on these things back then too. So that's what was really cool about these. Everything was maple except for the fingerboard on this thing. Just grab a couple other sounds real quick, just for fun. Just a different distorted sound. 12-string back there going crazy. Okay, what do we have here? Just a little. Your wahs. the Challenger 3, made in 1984 only. Again, like I said, I've only seen this one actually in its present condition that still exists, and the folks at Gibson were happy to find out that there was actually one out there. So again, what it ended up being was the leftover parts of a Corvus 3 as far as the electronics go. And again, you can see that the pickups here, same as on the Corvus 3 that I showed you. They do the tilt, not just the up and down, but the back and forth tilt, which is very handy. Same exact bridge, same exact electronics. The only thing different is the pick guard, which is slightly, you can see it's angled there, whereas on the Corvus 3, the pick guard does not do that. So, also plus this is a 3-ply pick guard. Okay, other than that, the shape of the pick guard is even identical, except for that little piece there. And then it's a, you know, black, white, black, white, black. Actually, it's a 4-ply. I wish my toilet paper was 4-ply, man. That'd be sweet. I know, TMI. Okay, so there you go again. If you've never seen one, and which I had never in person seen one before either, the Gibson Challenger 3, 1984. I couldn't be more proud to actually own this beast. So there you go. Feel free to ask any questions you might have on it, and I'll answer them for you. Like I said, I was on the hunt for them forever, and by golly, when it showed up, I did a buy it now before, probably before it was even listed. I think I was the first one to see it listed on eBay. So I grabbed that puppy up. Okay, so there you go. Hope you enjoyed that one.